A major art theft has taken place in North London. Last night, the Dutch masterpiece, The Guitar Player, by Jan Vermeer, was stolen from here at Kenwood House in North London.
During the evening of 23rd February 1974, a museum guard heard the crash of metal against metal, followed by the sound of breaking glass. By the time the guard arrived at the scene, Vermeer's 17th century masterpiece, The Guitar Player, had vanished. With few clues, the police would turn to an unexpected source to help locate the painting and return it to its home at Kenwood House. Though this kind of burglary couldn't happen today because of the gallery's more sophisticated security system, 40 years ago, the theft of the guitar player caused panic. 2 ransom notes were sent. One threatened to destroy the painting. The other demanded money. Police couldn't confirm the validity of either. But it was the method of its recovery, rather than the theft itself, that was so intriguing, because it marked the beginning of a 20-year relationship between the police and a psychic, the self-styled Romany Gypsy, Nella Jones.
The whole operation was quick.
While Nella was ironing in front of the television, a news report on the theft appeared on her screen. The images of Kenwood House began to give Nella visions of the painting's whereabouts. She gave the police a map marked with an X, and with few other leads, the police decided to follow her tip-off. Nella's map would lead them straight to the discarded frame of the painting on Hampstead Heath. The apparent accuracy of her prediction led the police at first to consider her not a psychic, but a suspect, though she was quickly ruled out of the investigation. Nella would have one more premonition in the case, believing the painting would be found in a graveyard. 2 months later, the police located the guitar player in the graveyard of St. Bartholomew's Church in Smithfield in the City of London. Nella's predictions were in advance of key turning points in the case, and her involvement made newspaper headlines.
I was perfectly satisfied to believe that what she told me was perfectly true and sincere on her part.
Over the next 20 years, Nella would come to the police with apparent information on a number of cases, none with a higher profile than the investigation into the serial killer, the Yorkshire Ripper. Paul Adams, who has written a book about police collaboration with psychics, believes Nella showed a similar knack for accuracy in the Ripper case.
She came up with the killer's name began with Peter. The initials of the last victim, Jacqueline Hill, JH. Also, she came up with the date, the 17th of November, which was the date that actually Jacqueline was murdered on. Of all the psychics that were involved with that, she did seem to come up with some credible information.
But this time, Nella revealed the detail of many of her predictions only after the Ripper had been caught. Some details proved wildly inaccurate, and critics say others could simply have been lucky guesses. In the end, the arrest of Sutcliffe in 1981 had nothing to do with any of the psychic trails. But the Metropolitan Police did appear to take Nella's information seriously. Arnie Cook is a former senior detective officer who knew Nella.
There's skeptics, and then there's people who've got an open mind. I'm one of those who's got an open mind.
And do police today still use psychics where relevant?
I know of cases where they do, but they don't broadcast it. Obviously, if the evidence is there and they can use it, they will use it. But yes, I think it'd be very poor investigator didn't consider all the evidence from whatever source it came from.
Nella received no payment for any of the work she did with the police. Scotland Yard wrote to Nella Jones to say some police officers were skeptical of your abilities, but it was a mark of those abilities that made the police turn to you again and again.